Just keep that table steady. Um, just getting my thoughts off on the Guardians' first week of the season. See how consistently I can get these up. Hopefully once a week, but I doubt it'll be that consistent. But just throughout the season, I want to just I don't know. I think it'll be kind of fun, at least for me, to look back on how I've thought about this team. And I don't know. Maybe it'll get you guys thinking about how the Guardians are playing too. Um, I just want to start. I mean, 6-2 record off the first things first. In both the two games, they lost were by one run. The one against the A's was completely winnable. I mean, the A's gifted that game to us. Runners on first and third, no outs. Arias bunting is ridiculous. If you're gonna have him, if you don't think he can hit it into even a double play scores a run there. If you don't think he can hit it into the air, you think he's gonna strike out. Pinch hitter. I'm pretty sure they had Rocchio on the bench. Just a ridiculous. If you don't know what happened, went for a bunt. He pulled it back. Bo Naylor on third base thought it was getting laid down no matter what. This just got hung out to dry. Langoliers picked him off, and they didn't score. And the A's walked it off in the bottom half of the inning. Pretty bad. But 3-1 in your first series on the road. Don't care if it's the A's. 3-1 on the road, you take 10 times out of 10. So, offense has been there, which is not what the case last year. We'll see how long it holds up, but 50 runs scored. And I'm looking. The only reason I'm not looking at the camera is because I'm just looking at the standings here. Just want to make sure everything I'm saying is right. But yeah, only teams that have scored more are the Dodgers and the Padres, who have both played an extra game. Honorable mention to the Pirates, though. Geez, I didn't know that. 49 runs, also on the road. They're 6-1 on the road. Shout out to the Pirates. I don't know, geographically close to Cleveland. I've never rooted against them. Um, Side note, I am not from Cleveland, so maybe that rivalry that exists, the geographical rivalry, is more of a thing over there. But nothing against the Pirates for me. Not what we're talking about though. 30 plus 30 run differential. That is the best in the league. I mean, their pitching has been lights out. 20 runs allowed. Four of those were from Tristan McKenzie in one inning off a 3-run home run. Props to Dominic Canzone. I know he's not having the best season so far, but always loved that guy. Really wanted the Guardians to trade for him last year. But I guess Paul Sewald's what gets it done. Pitching. Other than McKenzie, Carrasco was, I mean, 37-year-old Carlos Carrasco, maybe 36. I know he's up there. I mean, he fills in. I know Gavin Williams is going to be up soon-ish. Also, who'd we get? Ben Lively? Blake Lively? Blake Lively's, who is she? She's definitely a celebrity. Gossip Girl, okay. Don't know too much about Blake Lively, but I know it's a name. Yeah, pitching, bullpen has been shut down. Cade Smith, big surprise to me at least. I didn't know he was going to be like that. Eli Morgan, he's got that nasty changeup, but he's just not throwing strikes, and they're not swinging, so can't be doing that. Clase been not striking people out. Also not getting as many ground balls as he usually does. It's like 45% rate, but it used to be like high 50s, even low 60s, which is pretty ridiculous. But if you're going to be a closer, you got to get strikeouts or a lot of weak ground outs, and hasn't needed them so far. Hasn't allowed a run, but I don't know. Last year he had some shaky moments, and I really would like to avoid those this year. Shane Bieber, ridiculous. I mean, back to his 2020 self, including those fastball spin rates, which he struggled with, and velocity, to be honest. And he's been pinpointing pitches. He's been a beauty to watch in just 2 games, but 12 innings, 20 strikeouts, 1 walk, .15 FIP, hasn't allowed a home run. I think, honestly, if he hadn't walked anyone, I think his FIP would literally be 0, if not negative, if I understand how that stat works. So, yeah, can't be much better than that. ERA is 0, by the way, if that's more your speed. Cannot do better than that. So, before we get into the Actually, no, let's get into the offense first. I've really liked their lineups that they've been throwing out there. I mean, what do they have? Like Jimenez batting second usually. I know Kwan's always lead off, as he should be. That guy sets the table like nobody's business. I mean, he almost never swings at the first pitch. Almost always gets at least 4 or 5 pitches on the pitcher, which I don't know, makes him work a little bit. And he's slapping the ball around like he does. He's running bases like that's the thing too. Is the Guardians base running so underrated, such an underrated part of the game that I think going from first to third, baseball IQ, like what was it? There was runners on first and third with no outs. I forget against the Mariners. I forget which game. Jimenez got caught between third and home, but it felt like it was on purpose. It felt like he was trying to distract the third baseman who got hit to. So he throws home. Jose's on first. Josh Naylor hit the ball. He gets in the rundown, gets the defense confused, and he's doing that for long enough that Jose gets to third and Josh gets to second. So runners on second and third with 1 out when they could have turned a double play and had runners on third with 2 outs. And that just deception, I don't know. Jimenez is, I think, a very, very underrated player too, just with his IQ. With his power too, he's got some smack to his bat. Yeah, he's been hitting second. Jose hitting third or second. When he's a DH, that guy is most underrated player in the league. It's not even close. Best third baseman in the league. I mean, what more can you ask from him? Josh Naylor's been getting it done, not striking out, which is huge for him. I know he likes to take those hacks, but also got a 8th-inning home run. The clutch is back. Bo Naylor been slightly disappointing, but I think he went oppo. No, he didn't go oppo. He's a lefty, but he hit a home run. I mean, a lot of people have hit a home run on this team so far. I mean, Bo, Josh, Jose, Kwan, even Tyler Freeman has been very, very. He's stepped up in center field with Miles Straw going down, and he's played the part. He hasn't looked out of place out there, unlike a former middle infielder that played for the Guardians that we tried in left field. Hedgie with an on base lower than his batting average, which I actually don't know how it's possible, but he's just being Hedgie. Welcome back to Cleveland. Frame God, actual frame God. And then last thing I wanted to mention before I wrap this video up is Guardians started this year with a 29% chance to make the playoffs according to Fangraphs. That's already up to 43.5%. Twins are in first, which I think most people that follow baseball would know that they're probably the favorites, but I don't see it. I mean, their offense, they're counting on their offense to reproduce the production they had last year, which, I mean, they had Michael Taylor hitting like 22 home runs or something ridiculous. Ryan Jeffers, I mean, no offense to Ryan Jeffers, but I just don't see the Twins sustaining offense this year. I think it's gonna be up to their starting pitching, and I think if Pablo Lopez or Joe Ryan go down, that rotation gets a lot weaker than people think it will. Bullpen is good. It's nothing crazy. I don't know. I don't get why people are scared of the Twins. If anything, I mean, the Tigers have looked really, really good so far. I mean, they're 6-1. They played the White Sox and the Mets, and the Mets, not going to slander them right now, but I could. Last thing I wanted to mention looking at the Guardians batted balls, they're towards the bottom in hard hit percent. They're towards the bottom 5 in exit velocity. But you know what they've done is they have stopped hitting ground balls so far in this young season. They are dead last in ground ball rate, which I'm not going to go back to last year, but I know they were slapping the ball on the ground through those holes last year, and a lot of times not through the holes. So that fly ball rate getting up there, making the outfielders work. I mean, that's the thing. Guardians are not like a normal team in baseball in 2024. And they know that, and they're trying to get on base. They're trying to slap the ball around and push the ball to places that that fielders aren't going to get them. I mean, that's the name of the game. It's not really the name of the game, but go back to Wee Willie Keeler in the 1800s. I mean, hit them where they ain't, and can't get more precise than that with your words. And it's very true. So also, yeah, launch angle, top 5 in launch angle, 16-degree average. That's where you want to be at. I don't know. We'll see how this season goes, but so far, I'm really liking this team, and they are a lot more fun to watch than they were last year. I mean, when you're not scoring 1 run a game, anything's better than that. I mean, if you're so, yeah, that's my thoughts on the team so far. Yeah, looking forward to the rest of the year with this young squad we got finally coming into their own. This core, yeah, we'll see how it goes.